Chapter 51. Dinner. We woke up at 9 the next morning, and it wasn't even a half hour until we got back on the road. It was about noon by the time we were approaching Macon on I-75 North, which is where the 7th riddle was. We need to stop at the Cannonball House in Macon, said Sam. No, not if George wants to go, and I remember that he does, said Mommy. It's okay, Mommy. I don't want Sam to miss out because of me. We can still stop here, and I can stay outside, I said, because I was not the one who planned that as it was stop, and I needed to cover up the fact it is to catch the return. Are you sure? Mommy asked. Absolutely, I answered. We got off I-75 in downtown Macon. It was just a few turns and we were there. Sam and Dr. Morcassius then got out of the car and went inside. I trust and love Dr. Morcassius and Sam so much that I knew they could go in and solve the riddle just fine. I then began talking to Mommy. She was still tucking me in under her cloak, but she seemed happier today, and Daddy was awake with his arms wrapped around her. How are you doing? I asked. Better, Mommy answered. Are you sure? I asked. Do I look like I'm doing as bad as I was yesterday? Mommy asked, and he answered at the same time. No, I answered. Then I am doing better. Daddy even kissed Mommy on the cheek. I love you, said Daddy. I love you too, said Mommy. Mommy even kissed Daddy back on the cheek. I was taking a shower when he woke up. Was Marcus being nice to you when you learned that you slept with him? I asked. He gasped a little, but I could tell he was not happy. But he got over it, said Mommy. Good, I said. I have to be honest. I know that if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't have been such an issue yesterday, said Mommy. You couldn't help it, honey, said Daddy. I know, said Mommy. Yesterday was just a rough day for us all, I said. I want to talk with you about that, said Mommy. What is it? I asked. I know Grandpa destroyed your cloak. I do not want you to think for a second because it was your cloak, it was your fault yesterday sucked, said Mommy. I don't, I said. It's just that my autism makes me so emotional when it comes to things like that, said Mommy. Why? I asked. It just does, because autism affects everyone differently, said Mommy. Can you explain to me how? I asked. Of all my 3 children, none of them have been as devoted to me as you, Mommy answered. How does that mean autism affects everyone differently? I asked. Well, Sam has always been more devoted to Daddy than he has me, and Marcus used to be very devoted to the both of us, but now he is not really devoted to anyone, said Mommy. Who are you devoted to? I asked. My family, my younger men, mean the world. My family, my younger men mean the world to me, and worshiping the Lord, said Mommy. Younger men? I asked. I am younger than her, and so are you and your brother, said Daddy. You know I am 7 years older than your cuddly Daddy, Mommy asked, smiling. I do, I answered. And you were boys, which is why I address you as my younger men, Mommy explained. Oh, okay, I said. Just then, Dr. Morcassius and Sam came out of the Cannonball Museum. How was the museum? Daddy asked. Good, said Dr. Morcassius. So, how far is it to the hotel we are going to stop at tonight? Mommy asked, as Dr. Morcassius was backing out. 7 hours. 4 more in Georgia, 2.5 in Tennessee, and then about an hour into Kentucky, said Dr. Morcassius. We then got gas and left Macon. After we left Macon, it was about an hour and a half to downtown Atlanta, and then it was about another hour until we came across a rest area I need to stop at on I-75 between Atlanta and the Tennessee border. Mommy had to take me into the family restroom in order for me to do my business under her security, and in the rest area, there was a gift shop where I wanted to buy something with the money I got from my sewing check. And I did, and then I went back to the car, and we headed onward north on I-75. It was about an hour before we got into Tennessee, and then we got on our usual route back up, so we immediately crossed into Tennessee. We got an I-24 west, and we went through downtown Chattanooga, took a dip into Georgia, and then for about 5 minutes, since I-24 is the only interstate highway according to Sam where we enter a state, and after that, it was about 2 more hours of a ride in the mountains to Nashville. where we got stuck in traffic because it was rush hour, and I-24 West joined with I-40 West, which was confusing, and I-24 West joined with I-65 North, and that was confusing because we needed I-65 North. Once the traffic cleared up, we got gas just north of Nashville, and then none of us were hungry, so we continued on I-65 North into Kentucky and through Bowling Green, and we didn't begin to look to dinner until we got close to exit 53 on I-65 in Kentucky, because that was the exit where our hotel was located off of. We decided to go to the steakhouse for dinner a few miles east of I-65, and our hotel was about 10 minutes west of I-65 because it was in Mammoth Cave National Park. We were then sat down at our table in the steakhouse when a waiter came by, and we came to the conclusion that was a mom and pop kind of place run by hillbillies immediately. We ordered our drinks, and then we were ordering dinner when it came to my turn for what to order dinner. George, what do you want to order? Mommy asked. I don't think he needs anything. It looks like your boob is feeding him dinner, said our hillbilly waiter. A look of horror just went across Mommy's face. I don't know why. I just want a hamburger, please, I said. Okay, said the waiter. I was the last to order, so the waiter then went to put our order back. Valley, are you okay? Daddy asked. I better speak with the manager, said Mommy. What happened? I asked. Our waitress said something very rude to your mother, said Dr. Morcassius, also with a look of horror on his face. What did he say? I asked. It was the boob remark, answered Sam. What does that mean? I asked. You know what, George? You know plenty of bad words and things. I just feel like you know enough for now, so I'll tell you that when you're older, said Mommy. Okay, I said. Do you want me to get the manager, now while you continue to shield George from the evils of society like we just witnessed? Daddy asked. No, it's too much to ask George, and I to get up. Plus, I feel a little bit wobbly right now because remarks like that can throw me off like that, answered Mommy. Dr. Morcassius and Sam, who were sitting at the other side of the table, then began to shake their hands a little bit. Are you two okay? Mommy asked. Yes, answered Dr. Morcassius. Yes, answered Sam. May I ask why you two are shaking all of a sudden? Daddy asked. It's freezing in here, answered Dr. Morcassius. Why? There was a fireplace in here, and the temperature, and you have jackets on because the temperature has easily dropped 30 degrees since we left Valdosta, which is the only reason why I think you would be freezing, but you are also wearing gloves too, Mommy asked. And you also dress in a shirt, tie, and jacket every day, Daddy added. It's just cold because we are sitting closer to the door, said Dr. Morcassius. I see, said Mommy. Our food was then served to us. How are your steaks? Mommy asked. Nice and rare, said Dr. Morcassius. See? Same here, said Sam. How was your hamburger? Mommy asked me. Awesome, I said. I'm glad you were enjoying the food, said Mommy. Are you not? Dr. Morcassius asked. I'm not coming back here again just because of that remark. We probably should finish up here first, said Mommy. Not probably. We will. Right, said Mommy. We then finished our food, and then we were just waiting for the bill to come. We're not going to leave a tip, Daddy said. What is a tip? Is that for the boob remark? I didn't understand. A tip is a thank you part of the bill. That's priced based off your order price of the bill, and yes, answered Daddy. You realize that a restaurant this expensive, that's probably going to stop us from coming back here ever again, Dr. Morcassius warned. I know, and I don't care. And I don't care more. We then left the restaurant and then drove to and over I-65. After we passed I-65, it was about 10 minutes to our hotel in the National Park. Mommy was really upset that the hotel was that far off I-65 because I think she wants to get up and go on home to Robbinsog tomorrow. We checked in, and this was a one-story hotel, and our hotel room overlooked the nature path that went by it. Once we were done unpacking, Dr. Morcassius laid on his bed, and it was time that I showed him something important while others were settling down inside the room.